What up, guys? How you doing? This is Team Heart Life Captain Alberto Zertuche. Waiting for the video to catch up with me. Waiting for the electronics to get at it. Ooh, I'm the first one watching with the first thumbs up. Look at that. Haha, got it. And it took a while. I was like debating whether it was going to come on or not. So basically, I'm talking to myself right now because... Oh, there you go. We got first one on there, Mr. Packery. How you doing, boss? I am still bending wires, guys. I'll give you a little idea of what's going on. That's the first batch. Yep. How you doing, Charles? There you go. That's the first batch of wires that I have built. It doesn't look like a lot, but when you start actually looking in, there's quite a bit of them there. So I've got to get going. I've got a lot of wire to bend. So now I'm actually doing the bottom portion here, which is a bit harder. I may drop down to 2 because I am pretty tired. It's been a long day cutting wire, bending wire, sanding wire, cutting lead, bending everything. Yeah, it's been crazy. It has been crazy. That and hot too. My daughter comes in, first thing she reminds me, hey, it's hot in here. Yeah. it is hot. So, but it's all right. So we got John, Carl, CJ, Steve. How y'all doing, guys? So I'm gonna continue doing this. Took the kids to get them some snacks or something real quick. Dropped off my son at baseball practice, and yep. 5 or 6, yeah. So. Steve-O in the house, yes, sir. Oh man! All right, guys. So little topic, guys. That walleye tournament, holy smokes. I mean, how did he get away with it for so many years if he supposedly did that? I mean, wow, that was, and then you figure what he was doing was wrapping the egg weight inside the fish fillet so that way they couldn't tell what it was. That's, wow, that's crazy. That is... it's a big discussion with the fishermen here, just local, because, a lot of guys know that I have fish tournaments. I've also been screwed out of tournaments, too, with knowing that the same situation I went through, I had video proof to prove my catch was legit, though. They just used a lie detector to make me fail, and, they know what they did. They really do. They didn't want me at the top of their tournament, and multiple times I got denied out of that tournament. But I kept a clean head, kept rocking and rolling. But yeah, once I met that one, that was just something I could not beat because the way I was set up. So it really sucks. But I don't worry about it because if a tournament like that doesn't want some of the best anglers out there, well then don't want to be part of it. So we are definitely. I'm not worried about it, but for those guys that fished that other tournament and saw this dude get legit caught at the weigh-in, when they were cutting open those fish, man, that was just, ooh-wee. Yeah, no, the game wardens should have been called immediately. He should have been taken away in handcuffs, pretty much quick. He lost all his gear, his truck, his boat, all his sponsorships. And more than likely, his sponsors are probably going to come after him too because, they when you get a sponsor, you're responsible to them as well. You're responsible to uphold the most, valued portion of being part of their business and carrying their name. And he just threw it in the mud, So that was pretty insane. Like, for me, way before the tournament even, me having to do with all that tournament stuff, I had already had sponsors, and that's what I was doing for them. taking video, taking pictures, and you know, doing all of that. However, it was all through, you know, Facebook. And if I had just concentrated on YouTube, I'd already be in the millions, no doubt about that. What's up, Edgar, Miguel? Let's see, who else? Martin off the hook. What's up? What's up, guys? Yeah, no, I'm just kind of talking about that walleye tournament that cheater was caught at the weigh-in. Holy smokes, yeah. See, I was part of another tournament in Galveston where the guys to our left had been giving us a bunch of crap saying our lines were drifting, this and that, and blah, blah, blah. It was a stupid rough day, like really, really rough. And we were doing the best we can to keep our baits in place and stuff like that. And, you know, they were saying that we were all over, I mean, just hate and discontent. Like, they were trying to push us down the beach. Well, it comes to find out, the camp to their left side was also being treated the same way by the same individuals. We found out because he actually came to our camp and was talking with us and asked us if, you know, the same thing was happening with him. And we're like, yeah. And he's like, well, you know, we saw, you know, redfish carcasses and other game fish carcasses there. I believe he said shark and redfish, if I'm not mistaken. But I know redfish for sure. And I was like, well, man, if I know I'm here in the tournament more than other people are here for the tournament. The guy confirmed, yeah, I'm here for the tournament. I said, well, I'm gonna call the game warden, like straight up. So I called the game warden, reported it in. I called the tournament director, let them know that we've called the game wardens because we believe somebody could be cheating in the tournament. And so, a short time later, game wardens show up. They spent a long time at their camp, Well, they went to the camp north of their camp, which was the other guy, and then a while later came back to our camp, and you know, we already knew what was going on, so we pulled out our fishing licenses and stuff like that. We started opening our coolers just so he can verify, and we let him know that, you know, we were the ones who called, and you know, we were interested in what was going to happen because we were concerned with the tournament, knowing that, you know, they had illegal baits and this and that. And he goes, oh yeah, they had illegal baits. We've already cited them for that. However, we have already confirmed that they are not part of the tournament. And he goes, I was hoping he was, because I was about to wreck his world. one of the game wardens was, because he'd already been caught poaching, and also he'd already been caught cheating in another tournament. So yeah, that game warden was foaming at the mouth to catch them. So. Oh wow, okay. Well, that I mean, I really don't understand why there has to be a law about it. I mean, if you're proud of a company that you use them, then, you know, I wouldn't see any harm in that. But at the same time too, yeah, you know, people can misconstrue it as, you know, they are sponsors for you or whatever. So yeah, for sure. For me and my shirts, like you see, I don't have any company logos on my shirt. And the reason for that is because if they are going to want to be on my shirt, they're going to have to pay for it. That is for sure. I'm not going to just throw anybody's logo, you know, on my shirt because of that reason, you know. You know, it definitely costs a lot of money to do what we do. And for me to just give another company credit on my shirt, yeah, that's not going to happen. So. But it is hot in here, so I am pretty parched. So, Mommy's gonna come pick up the kids here in a little bit, and then I'll go meet up with them. We got soon to be my goddaughter's birthday, so yeah, we're looking at that. So, Homero, yep. I bet. Well, especially for those companies that were actually sponsoring him, oh, I bet you that's gonna be some hell to pay right there. Yep, had to, guys. I'm telling you, it's 86 degrees in here. Earlier on the last video I showed you it was 85. Yeah, it's pretty hot. Pretty hot in here, so. And you know, and it sucks for them companies that, you know, I don't know why he would have that, you know, for me, like I said, my shirt this is my company. You know, this is my team. They are the ones putting in all the work, and so they should be getting all the credit. Now, obviously, if a company comes in and wants to pay us enough to carry their logo, well, then by all means, you know, we can accept a bid and put it in and go, you know, actually I already have numbers in my head, you know, but like I said, it's not going to be cheap, because I've worked at it for too long to just have some company offer me, say, you know, $1,000 or $5,000 to put their logo on my shirt. Nope, not even close. It's gonna take a lot more than that, guys, because like I said, I work really hard, as y'all saw on that. Our teammates, we really put in a lot of hard work to make it happen. And if a company wants on my shirt, they're gonna have to go. They're really gonna have to fork it out. Also, too, for the ones that he was carrying their logo on there, man, I don't know what they could do. I mean, it's like I said, for me, it would have been a pride thing to throw, you know, a bunch of company logos on my shirt and stuff like that. And, you know, because I like their product or what have you. You know, cool. I can understand that, but man, if you're gonna be cheating and doing all of that, yeah, that's not cool. I don't know what happened to that tournament. They said they were on, and the next thing you know, they were off. So I don't know. That one, I know a lot of people were waiting to see. Okay, actually, we range. This is a 10 ounce right here. This is what I cast normally, is a 10 ounce. But we've got this gauge right here from 4 ounce all the way up to 20 ounce. And then this is a medium gauge. We've got light gauge, which is 1/16. And you'll be able to see the thickness of the wire difference right there. This is the medium gauge, this is the light gauge. The light gauge we got from 1 ounce all the way up to 12 ounce. And then we got the heavy gauge, which is the 1/8, which I don't have a sample up here, but that is basically 2 of these, isn't it?
Just about.
Just about? Yeah, it's almost the same thickness as 2 of those right there. So. Oh, cramp. No, can't be dehydrated already. I just cracked my first beer. So, yeah, Jeff's gonna bring a weight real quick. Oh, man. Beautiful. Thanks, sir. All right,
We're
so.
going to have to get more sevens.
More what?
7 hooks.
7.
Circles.
Oh, okay.
There we go. Chain goes to 6s.
Yeah. All right, so here's a 10 ounce 3/30 seconds. Here's a 10 ounce 1/8 gauge. As you can tell too, and the sizes, the size of wire also grows on it too. You know, if you actually come down the weight, you can see that this one is a lot longer and bigger. This is our heavy gauge. This is the one we use for when we are shark fishing, throwing monster baits out there. But if we're just casting, we do this one. And or occasionally, if I could run, you know, a light gauge, that was one time I ran a pyramid weight. That's how dead the current was. And that's what I always tell people, like, well, what do you always use? Well, it's not always, it's what I can get away with. And what I mean by that is when I put a weight out or a bait out, if it doesn't move, then I'm golden. But if it starts moving, then I go up, and then I go up, and then I keep going up until it stops moving and stays where I put it, because that's where I want my bait to be. So, yeah, yep, I got some pickle juice in the fridge. Nora, can you give me the pickle juice from the fridge, please? Yes, the pickle container or whatever. Thank you, Mom. And that was the fridge right up until someone tried. Oh, man. Well, see, trucking life, this past weekend, we had a lot of craziness while hooking up. You know, there was a lot of these guys were new to the heavy gear that I had out there. And like I said, we were using the 1/8 gauge. We're using the really thick stuff, which was this one. But our smallest weight was 20 ounces. Our biggest one was 3 pounds. So it was either a 3 pound or a 1 1/4 pound, which is about this big. Like it's a lot bigger than this. You know what I mean? Obviously double the size. So that's what we were playing with. And if you're casting out or just playing around in the light surf or whatever, the medium gauge to the light gauge will work just fine for what you're doing. But again, too, guys, there's other suppliers of weights that are out there. No more? Okay. There's other suppliers of weights out there that are putting out a product saying it holds and this and that. If it doesn't look like this, guys, it is not my product. And again, too, I'm letting y'all know I don't endorse it. Just because they're in the same tackle shop that I would supply or whatever, be on the lookout for these. They will look like this when they're opened up, and those are the ones that I vouch for because that's all I use. I've used those other ones actually, like I said, over 10 years ago. I was testing them. I wanted to see if they would work because, man, they look pretty. I give them that. They look pretty, but they do not hold, so that sucks. Yeah. Okay, when I'm gar fishing, I'll use a top shot of 80 pound and or 100 pound on my reels because that's the same weight class that I use for shark fishing and stuff like that. And even then, like I said, that one night, that one gar ran and ran and ran until, I really thought I was going to get spooled out, so I went ahead and set the hook. Well, it comes out, the gar wasn't there. Like, it almost spooled me out on that first run, so I don't know. Did you put the ice cream in there? Oh, what'd you put in there?
The water.
Oh. I truly believe that the gars are hitting the line and not actually biting the bait. Now, there are a few times where we've seen our bait messed up when we brought it back, and yeah, we can confirm that, but it's just too many times we bring it in and the bait's not messed up or anything like that, so I truly feel that they're just bumping into the line and running with it like that, and when we set the hook is when that happens. But I gotta fish it in an area where I'm not gonna lose my camera, because throwing a camera out there doesn't guarantee I'm gonna catch the footage I'm looking for. I may lose the camera. Yeah, but it was a pin 50 wide squall VSW that he was using. If it would have been an avet 50, it would have pulled it in. Those avet, like I said, I didn't have a squall, but I had the Shimano LRSs, I had Pin Internationals, I had Shimano Tiagras that my buddies would have and would let me use. Like, I mean, I tried out a lot of reels, and the Avet is the only reel that really was the one to put it out for me by breaking my surf weights loose and pulling in a bunch of leaders. So yeah, he was telling me about that. So yes, sir. I definitely, like I said, I've created a weight that really does do what it needs to do when you need it to do it. You know what I mean? Obviously, y'all saw how bad the surf was. The current was crazy. The waves are crazy. And our weights stayed out there where we dropped them. I mean, you can see it a lot of times. You know, we pan up to the line. You can see them out there perfect. That was beautiful. That was real beautiful. So. Yeah. See, a lot of times, guys, when they're pulling in the surf weight, you got to remember it's the fisherman, the leader, surf weight, and then the shark. The sandbar comes over like this. So what the sharks will do is they'll see that sandbar coming and they try to dive down. So that surf weight will catch. And as you were trying to pull this way, that we're fighting the surf weight and the shark. So at that given time, if they don't keep it moving and they got caught up on that sandbar, that is a good chance for the shark to escape because it creates slack right there. And everybody knows when you're fighting a fish, don't give them slack, because if they do, they can get off the hook if they're not completely hooked real good, or they've been fighting so much they wallow out a big old hole and they can spit the hook. So just food for thought right there. Edgar trying to make a nickname. And I don't know, guys, I've caught redfish in other states, I've caught shark in other states, stingray, but I've never caught a gar anywhere else but here in Texas. But again, too, I really wasn't trying for them in other states. I was sticking to my saltwater. Oh, okay. All right, Roger. Roger. Yeah, so the kid went home for a little bit, relaxed, and then came back, and he's hard at it again. He's got about 45 more minutes of work before we call it, because I do have a birthday party I got to go to, so I got to go home, shower real quick to go meet up with them, because I know I do stink. I was out running the jackhammer for a couple hours before everybody got here, and then I jumped on everything else I had to do. So, Grandpa Roger. 3,000 videos. Yep, I'm still trying to get there. We're almost there. You know what? I wonder. Hold on, real quick. I know my YouTube buddy, something like that. I ain't been on that in a minute. It gives us like when we hit milestones on our channel. So get this to refresh. Well, it still hasn't refreshed because I already hit 20,000 subscribers. I'm coming up to 10 million views, and it still says I'm at 2,750 videos uploaded. But I passed that back in July 20th. We're already in October. Why haven't you upgraded, guy? Like, this thing is way behind. So, yeah, this thing is, you can see the dates on it. Everything is months and months behind, but it says it was updated today. Yeah, something ain't right there. It used to be like to the date of what milestone I was at and stuff like that. So 10 million views. Let me check that real quick. Let's see, go to my analytics. Views. Go to the last 90 days. Okay, so that's for the last year. I'm at over 7 million views on the channel right there. That is freaking phenomenal, guys. 7,683,505 views, guys. That is wow. So that is for the year. It's due for the lifetime. And as you can tell, it was flatline all the way up until the last year. So within the last year, I've really been putting out some videos and some time on there. So we're at 9.8 million views on my channel. Wow. Wow. Okay, and let's see. How about watch time hours? In the last 28 days, 6,500 hours. we do the last 3 months, 20,200 hours. Do for the last year, 154,000 viewed hours on the channel. Wow. See, that big old spike there is when that one, well, when all those video shorts were going nuts on the channel. Yep. So now, for the watch time hours, we're at 323,000 views, or hours watched on the channel. That is truly awesome. Truly, truly, truly awesome. Man, oh man. Let's look at shark. 6'9". Yes, oh yes, you definitely can. Yep. I've caught sharks in the weight cut. Like literally, before the first sandbar, I've caught sharks right there. So it really does. And as you can tell too, like Edgar's explaining there and how I explained in the video yesterday, you know, we staggered our baits out there when we first got there because we wanted to find out where they were hitting. Because there could be a whole bunch of sharks up close, but it's crazy. They won't be biting until like they're 200 yards away. I've seen it. Or, you know, or vice versa. There's a bunch of sharks way out deep, but they weren't hitting until they got over the third sandbar. What makes them do that? That is part of what we're looking at now, guys. We are trying to really figure out the but see, that's going to be something that's always going to change too, guys. They say, well, what's the best depth to run them at? Well, I've caught them up close. I've caught them super far away. I've never had where we've gone out and ran them all at, say, 600 yards and always hooked up. No, I haven't. I ran them out 200, 400, 600, 1,500, 2,000, 2,200 yards, 2,500 yards. And occasionally, we'll hit all of them at 1,500 yards or 1,800 yards. Nothing further than that, nothing closer than that. And then there are other times, everything up close, like this weekend. So you got to stagger them, guys. And the more rods you can put out, the better it is for you to figure out where they are. And also, too, like I said, I really want to look at when I do get cut off. I'm seriously contemplating setting up that other spooling station, so that way when I'm out there fishing, when I get cut off, we can mark the line, reel it in, and then check the yardage, and then put it out there exactly where they were biting it off. I am seriously going to do that, guys. Watch. We're going to find out. We're going to test this theory. I really do. So CJ put out there, who has a YouTube channel and make videos. So there is Jacked Up Leatherworks, who I know is on here, that does that. Man, I'm brain dead right now. I can see his deal. He does knife sharpening here and stuff. He's actually sent me a knife as well. God, I'm so... John Holiday. Yep. He does some videos as well here. There was a few other guys. Like I said, guys, please don't take it bad or personally that I don't remember your channel and stuff like that. It's been a super hot day. Like I'm completely drenched right now. I stink. Like I already wore through my my deodorant. It was a 48 hour and it didn't last 12 hours of me. See, not even deodorant lasts, bro. Like, come on, man. Tough enough fishing. Okay, what kind of wires do I use for what? For my surf weights, my kingfish rigs, because technically I use coated cable wire, you know. What's up, Craig? How you doing? So when are you and the missus going to come through to claim y'all's prizes? Well, Osvaldo, how you doing? Yeah. All right, so the surf weights, I have 3 different gauges. A 1/16th, which is our light gauge, real skinny. Then we got a 3/32, which that's what I'm working on now, which is twice the thickness of the 1/16. And then I've got the 1/8 gauge, which these are big shark rig ones right there.
Did I get some?
Huh?
Did I get some?
Yeah, because you're stepping on something. Yeah, you are. Yeah, you are.
What do you mean?
Girl, I know my daughter. I know she didn't just grow about 6 inches in the last 5 minutes. Because if you did, then we'd seriously have to run you to the ER to find out why you're growing so fast.
I grow fast, Dad. Everyone grows fast.
Sometimes.
Except for you.
I already grew fast. That's past tense. That's a long time ago.
You're not able to do
So,
that.
yeah.
Not actually.
What happened here? I don't know. My rag fell over here. Let's see.
Thank you.
I told you it's hot in here. I'm working. Yeah. Yes, sir. Our weights are definitely made for heavy surf, fast currents and stuff like that. Like I said, I've tried out all kinds of different formats and formulas because when you're developing your own weights and stuff like that, this style of surf weight, I don't have a 2-piece cavity mold where it comes together and it locks it into place and it only secures a certain amount, like a cavity on a weight mold. So if it says it's going to be 3 ounce, it is 3 ounces because that's all it allows in that cavity, and you just cut the rest off. For us, we can actually short pour, over pour, and stuff like that, so we can fluctuate between there. But that's the thing. Between ounce to ounce, if you're pouring, say 1,000 3 ounces, and you're at 3.0, 3.2, 3.3, 3.4, 3.1, half the time, you're giving away a lot of lead. So that's a lot of losses. So years ago, I tried to ensure that I wasn't taking all those losses, and I was trying to find a weight mold on the market that would help me do that. Well, I tried a bunch of those surf weight molds that they sell through Hilts and say that it's a claw weight, it's a spider weight, and they don't work. The framework they have set up does not work. So, yeah, we were actually talking about that a little while ago. On my stainless to order from us, if you do, we would sell it in the full length. We won't sell it in the cut up version, guys. So, yeah, we can do that. If you want to call the shop tomorrow at 361-334-2171. And you can get with us then, and we can sell it in 1 pound or 10 pound increments. Just got to let us know what you're interested in. So, okay, I never worked for Nick Meyer. I built weights for him, so I was a contractor I was a sales, I would sell my gear to him, you know what I mean? It wasn't that I actually worked for him. There's a big difference from him being my employer to him being, a customer for me, so. Today. And the best advice that I got from Nick Meyer I was talking to him about what I was doing with my shark fishing, this and that, because obviously he's not into big game hunting like I am. He carries the smaller gear, to do super cast, from the beach to catch all kinds of fish, pompano, reds, trout, and this and that. So he knows me for the big shark fishing gear and stuff like that. Well, after, I caught my world record and this and that, a lot of the hate started coming my way where I was trying to sell my gear, and I'd already been selling it, but now the hate came out, why all of a sudden? I've already been selling my gear, now you want to hate on me because of it. And so I was kind of just talking to him about it, how he dealt with the publicity or the negativity like that, and he was like, I just straight up told him, F him. I said, no, F him. Don't worry about it. Like, you do you and keep doing you as long as you're doing right. That's all you care about. You do right, and that's all. He's all, they don't like what you have to do, this and that. He's all, they ain't paying your bills, they ain't doing this, they ain't, helping, they ain't giving you no knowledge. F them. Don't care about what they say. And he brought up a story about him, how certain things were going this and that, and I sat there and I listened, and I was like, he's right. If guys are gonna sit there and badmouth you, I really don't care about them. The only time I took it personally was when they were attacking these young kids who were winning these tournaments and deciding to spend their money with me. And they would go on a rampage and bashing the kids for them buying tackle for me and this and that, trying to say I cheated them out of money and overcharged them. So I literally went in Facebook, this is where it was all at, and I took screenshots of how much all the products cost, and we added it up. And come to find out, I had actually given that kid almost a $300 to $400 discount as part of a sponsorship from us to them to congratulate them on winning all those tournaments and earning his way into his own fishing tackle. But still, they're like, oh no, that's not right, and they would argue screenshots showing other companies' price ranges on the same products I sold him. And then I even showed the receipts where that's how much he paid. He paid a lot less through me than if he would have gone anywhere else. So it just got to the point that, there's just certain people that that can't see the truth even if it's staring them right there in the face. So, like I said, when it came down to Nick, he was just like, F him. But he used the other words. So I was, I busted out laughing because he is a straight up like, he's golden, man. He's got some great knowledge. If I ever had, troubleshooting problems or whatever, he's been a great mind to talk with and, just share stories or, it's so awesome. And also, too, kind of got a heads up this weekend. Edgar and I don't know who else was with me, but it was funny because he drove up, him, his wife, and somebody else, and was talking about the catches and this and that, and he's like, man, he goes, this guy fought a huge manta ray off of Bob Hall Pier, and he's like, yeah, I got video, but it's somewhere, I gotta find it. I'm hoping he does find it, I really do, because I know he was doing a ton of videos, recording and this and that, and man, that was awesome, because, for my subscribers that were there, that follow the channel, we were talking about that instance where I had hooked up a big old manta ray, and one of them had thought that they had seen the video. I said, no, nobody's ever posted the video because he thought he misplaced it or whatever. But man, if he were to find that video would truly go crazy, because you would see, the reel go from this much line to down to like that in a matter of less than a minute. Over 1,000 yards of line gone easy, and then I'll pump it back, reel, pump and reel, and get it all crazy. So yeah, so we're definitely looking forward to that. Yep. Mr. FTW, what's up? In trucking life, you nailed it, bro. You just gotta be you and do what you gotta do for sure. So everything all right? Oh man, so let's see. I am sitting here bending my wire for my surf weights. I've got 1,000 to build, but yeah, I'm having a beer too because it is 86 or 87 degrees right now in here, so. cold beer is definitely helping for sure. So. Okay, so to answer blankety blank's comment, what I had done was I had a live Jack Crevalle about 40 inches. I hooked it up the way I normally do for shark fishing, tossed it off, he swam out 1,000 yards. I engaged the drag to keep him there. Next thing you know, it goes, and it just stays there and it clicks off slowly. Cluck, 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 cluck. So I'm okay. I mean, the shark smash it and the jack is really trying hard to get away or whatever. So, well, it takes off. Keeps going. So I fight it for 3 hours. 3 hours in the middle of the day. Well, actually, it was in the middle of the day. It started about noon, ended about 3 or something like that. It was the hottest part of the day. There was 0 wind, and it was about 200 degrees outside. It was hot. It was crazy hot. And I'm sitting here fighting this big old manta ray. Well, the thing about manta rays is those mandibles don't fold back. They stay up kind of like this. You know, that they'll kind of pull food in, but they're not made to where they can go behind them like that. So I'm thinking that it ran up on the line, and yeah, I caught that jack and got foul hooked that way. However, other times we have seen where the manta rays, we've had those bait bags full of small fish, you know what I mean? And these manta rays would come up and just bite on the bag and just suck the fish through the bag, like just rip it to shreds. So I'm thinking, one, that he either ran into the line that way, and or there was a whole bunch of bait fish around this Jack Crevalle, and that manta ray came up and didn't know the jack had hooks in it, and you know, sucked in the little fish and got hooked himself, because they said that the hook was on the bottom side of the mouth right here, and that's where it was. I fought that manta ray. The guy on the kayak said that it was hooked right there, and so that's all we saw. We never got. I didn't get on the kayak to go see it, but I fought it like that. So. Yes, you can give us a call back on that, on the shark rot and the specifics on that. There was another question that I saw. Hold on. Oh yeah, John, that was the video we were talking about earlier about how those walleye guys, the walleye cheater, was it 2 of them? Was it a team? I'm still, you know, I heard it was a team event, but they only show one guy there just getting cussed out and everything, and you know, he just stood there and took it. He didn't say nothing back or whatever, and you know, I know one of the tournament directors or whatever, you know, was like, you know, everybody leave the guy alone. Do not hurt him. You know, he should be going to jail and this and that. And, you know, I saw that. But I also saw where they filleted open the fish and pulling out, you know, big old 8 weights and cannonball weights out of it and stuff for them. Oh, wow. Okay. True that. I mean, at the end of the day, you know, that survival of the fittest or the biggest. Yeah. Yeah, yeah. Best bet would be to call the shops, call the shop, because we can give you better pricing faster and stuff like that. And also too, I know with the website they were trying to figure out the issue on purchasing multiple items and having one shipping cost. Whereas here we can do that right off the bat and tell you, depending on the size of weight that you order. Say you order the 1/16 gauge of the small casting ones. If we can fit it in a small flat rate, you know, the amount you buy, then we keep it there. But if you buy too many that fit in a small, that go from a small flat rate to a medium flat rate, we actually will split the cost with you. You just pay the small flat rate fee and we will pay the difference basically. So it's kind of a little bonus from us to you for buying enough to overfill the weight, overfill the box. However, if you're buying all kinds of gauges of weights, then we go off of, say, like you buy the medium, the small, the thin, the medium, and the heavy, and you buy heavy ones. Well, then these all go into a medium flat rate box. We can fit them in those. If it goes into a large flat rate, well, then we pay the difference. We only charge you for the medium flat rate cost. So, like I said, you know, it really all depends how many you buy and stuff like that. We try to work deals with you because obviously you're purchasing our product and we want to show appreciation. So, yeah. That all depends. If you want that on your rod, you know what I mean? So rod builders don't make all the rods exactly the same. It's always dependent on what the rod customer wants. At the end of the day, that it's their call of what color thread they get on there and stuff like that. We just oblige them by getting it done and set up that way. So you get to pick the 2 colors and we go from there. If you want 3, then there's a small extra fee on that and we can get it set up, no worries. Yeah. And actually, did y'all see the video of my underwater camera? Oh, that was another one. Roger posted up to the Fish Gum, their YouTube channel, claiming first time in the world that they had put out an underwater camera on a pier. I'm like, bro, where have you been? I've been doing that for years. I probably got at minimum 100 videos using the camera, losing the camera, and then catching it back, all in the same video feed. You know, it's I've already caught sharks on them, jacks, king. Well, no, I haven't done kings. I've done sharks, jacks, reds, black drum, sand trout, speckled trout. I've had blue crab come up and jack the bait, turtle come up and jack the bait. Flounder, shrimp came up. I mean, they big old prawns. They were bigger than my sea lice. They came up, attacked the sea lice, and tried to carry away the sea lice and stuff like that. Yep. Yeah, I've been doing it for years already. So that guy is way behind on that number right there. So we'll see what's up on that. Yeah, yep, they did. They said they pulled out oh man, I can't remember the fish fillet, but the guy said it was an exact name of a fish out there and stuff like that. But from what I understand, the Parks and Wildlife finally released a statement, and there was something that they were looking at the charges of allegedly putting in weights into the fish. Like, they ain't no alleged anything. All the fish had weights in them. Like, wow. I was actually talking to Jeff earlier, and he was saying that they only needed a certain amount of weight to still win the tournament, and they would have had that even without the lead weights. Like, why cheat? Why try to make a statement like that if you were already there? That's crazy. So Yep. Yeah, they said they had like 8 pounds of lead within those 5 fish or something like that. That's crazy. Well, See, that's the part I didn't get to see because that's when I got on the jet ski. See, even some of my videos, I gotta go back and look at some of them because a lot of the guys took over the cameras for me. Mr. FTW, Roger, Edgar, Capt.Eric, you know, a lot of these guys held the camera for me while I was doing what I needed to do to keep on trucking forward. So, you know, a lot of the footage is because of those guys putting in a little bit of extra work to give us a hand during these fishing trips and everything. So, yep. I bet, yeah. You know, and Mr. Turtle, it was probably Crush. Oh, man. Yep. I've heard some of those. When my DQ because of the lie detector, I was accused of fishing days prior, catching the shark, holding them in a big old pin in the second gut, and that wasn't even in my camp. Another one was that I caught the shark, had it out there on a stringer for two days before the tournament started, and that it was on a big old float on the second gut. That another one of my teammates that was on the rack, that he was the one who actually set the hook, and it was his fish that I took the rod away from him. What else did I hear? It was that one, and man, it was a few of them that like were just, it was crazy. I was like, well, good thing is, if anybody's been to my shop, they know I have cameras. I was like, well, if they want to say that I was out there fishing on Thursday, well, we can pull up the camera footage and show that I pretty much was working till like 11 o'clock every night. And even that night, on Thursday night, before Friday weigh-in or something like that, I was still at my shop. I didn't hit the beach till right at dark. Was coming through... I mean, they got me on the gate too, coming through pins, you know, heading out there. I mean, it was like, wow. If they wanted to play that number, they could have backtracked any one of those videos and proved that I was never even in those camps, for one. But yeah, no, it was crazy, you know. So what? He broke into an aquarium? Wow. Everything all right?
Somebody hit out the same car.
Okay. Let's see. Oh yeah. It was more of that too. Their biggest sponsor was my competitor, I guess is the best way I can put it. Okay, it looks like they already got it. Yeah, and see, and for us, we already had started video when I hooked up with my shark for a sharkathon. I was actually proving my theory of every time I opened a beer that a rod would take off. And it was funny because we talked about it, okay, this is how we're going to do it. These are the sponsors we're going to name off first. And so we're talking about it. And in my camp at that time, I probably had like 6 or 8 people from Facebook, just Facebook acquaintances, that wanted to be out there where we were fishing. I said, that's fine. I said, but y'all are not allowed to fish in our camp. I said, if y'all want to fish, y'all need to go off and find your own spot. I said, because if you catch a windy fish in our camp, you know, that could have been one of our fish, you know what I mean? And no, we just want to watch. We want to watch. Cool. By all means, you know, ask away. we were still fishing and still teaching people how to fish while we were out there fishing this tournament. And so we started, you know, all right, guys, so we're going to go ahead and do it, you know. I pulled out the rules and regulations. I showed that we read all the rules. I read them on camera. So that way they couldn't say that I didn't read the rules. And then I started thinking of all of our sponsors and this and that. And it went into, and a final word from our last sponsor, Land Shark. So they handed me a Land Shark beer. And I said, here's to winning the tournament in, you know, 2012 or something like that. And so I tapped on the beer and I said, watch. I cracked it like this. I said, not yet. I sat there for a second and then I took a drink. And I took a good drink. And then I sat there and then click, 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 and all the cameras, like I said, there was probably 6 different angles. Everybody chimes up to the rack. We only had like 2 or 3 reels in the water at that time. Like I said, it was horrible, horrible weather. Well, that one was one of the ones that I was able to get out past the 3rd bar. So that reel goes to click, 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 click. It starts rocking. So me and Matt Reedus, we jump up on the rack. So he starts helping me harness up. I get the beer, I put it up there in one of the rod holders, which is big enough for the beer to hold. So we're sitting there as we're rocking back and forth. The beer falls off, hits the floor, and you see the rod go, shh. I was like, give me another beer, give me another beer. So they toss me up another beer. I crack it open, I take a drink, and it keeps going on. All of this we caught on camera, guys, from like 6 or 7 different angles. So, like I said, all we were trying to do is get it into court so we could throw out their damn lie detector, because everything was caught on film from before the fight all the way through to us landing the shark, dehooking it, getting the DNA sample, the measurements, and release her. And she was so green, even when I brought her in, that as soon as I turned her, she hit the wave on the berm that we were at, and she swam out of my hands right there. I didn't even have to wade in the water. But she ran. I mean, at 1,800 yards out, she was still pulling drag, and we had seriously thought we had broke the 10-foot measurement for Sharkathon. We were so stoked, but when it came out, it was still 8 foot plus. Hey man, we still couldn't be happy, because even at 8 foot, 8 foot is a huge contender for Sharkathon. Normally, 8 foot normally takes it, you know, in that ballpark and stuff like that. So, yeah. Okay, so that shark was 8'5" and 3/4 inches, I believe it's what it was, or 8'7" and 3/4. It was somewhere in there. Needless to say, I had the whole field beat by like 2 feet. The guy that got in another shark was in the 5 foot range. I had everybody beat by like 2 foot something. But when I got cheated out of that tournament, they tried to play that game with every tournament that I won that one. Then I went to South Padre. I won that tournament, and they tried to say, oh, well, he was fishing too close to the jetties. You got to be 200 yards away from the jetties at minimum, something like that. I was like, okay, well, that's fine. Well, here's the GPS coordinates of our videos on our pictures and stuff like that. And you can verify that I'm way further than that, because you can see the jetty way off in the distance. I mean, it's a huge jetty, and it looked itty bitty. So if I was 200 yards away, you could see it. You would be able to see it clearly and all of that. So I debunked that one. And even at that tournament, they took away 18 inches from my total length. From my total length, saying, oh, well, you measured incorrectly. Come on, guy, you got to try better than that. Like, I've been catching sharks probably longer than you even knew that they even existed. Like, so that had me worried, but then I still had everybody beat by a whole nother 18 inches. I had everybody beat by almost 3 foot in that tournament. Then I went to Galveston, and I fished, it was Beach Masters. Went out there. I got invited to go fish Crystal Beach by some other fishermen out there and stuff like that. So we got there, and some other of our friends were on another camp to our left, friends to the right. So we started running baits. We ran one out with a float. We ran one out without a float, went further. By the time I went to run the third bait, I saw the float moving, so I checked it, pulled it up, it had a little 4-foot shark on there or something like that. So I kept going, I bombed my bait, come back, and I was like, hey man, I was like, there's a shark on that float already. He's like, for real? And he's holding the rod, and as he puts it in the rod holder, it goes, and I'm still sitting in the kayak. I just dropped the bait. So we already had cameras rolling because we were showing the baits that we were running and all of that, and how we were rigging them up, how far we were kayaking and stuff like that. And so I was like, dude, did you loosen the drag? He goes, no. He saw it's engaged. He turned the reel sideways like that, and you can see it was engaged up. I was like, oh, shit, that's a shark. So I get up there and I run up there, get harnessed in, start fighting it. After I just kayaked it out, old school style, hand paddle, 1,800 yards out, pull it in, and it's my 8-foot 5 limit, which is 1 inch bigger, or half an inch bigger than my first limit that I caught at Bob Hall Pier. So word got out that I caught a big old shark. Next thing you know, my phone started blowing up, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, we got a shark, but we won't tell anybody anything until we get to weigh-in and let the pictures speak for themselves. Because at the end of the day, the judges are the ones who determine the size. You just pose with it, holding the ruler, and then they do their thing. And we also had the long ruler and stuff like that. So, with that being said, we kept an eye on it. Damon ends up hooking another shark, which was like 7 foot something, and you know, we kept rocking and rolling. I mean, we caught a couple sharks. I don't remember the exact amount, but I ended up was contending for first. Damon was contending for second, and we heard more sharks were caught, but nobody like us. We don't tell our sizes, but found out from one of the other camps that they had called their friends, letting them know that I already hooked a big shark. So when we were leaving that next morning, because the tide was coming up, I get a call from the tournament director saying, hey, what's your location? Because I mean, we got reports that you were using illegal bait. I said, illegal bait? I said, well, that's fine. I said, I've got proof showing what kind of bait it was when I took off, dropped the kayak or dropped the bait, come back, and then even when we pulled in the shark, the bait is still in the shark's mouth. He goes, well, that's good, but I still got to send the game wardens out there. By all means, please do. We're over here. He goes, well, I actually already sent them a long time ago. They're looking for you right now. And I said, well, we already had left the beach because the tide was already coming up. We're over here at the, we were about to catch the ferry from going from, I guess, the north side of Galveston. I forget what that is, into Galveston to go back into the tournament weigh-in. I said, we left early because we knew there was going to be a line to get back into Galveston, and we didn't want to take a chance at missing out on tournament weigh-in because we were stuck at the jetties. And so he goes, oh no, he's the camp to your north and the camp to your south had already talked to the game wardens, and they also too had video of you pulling in the shark with a big old cow-nose stingray hanging out of his mouth. I said, well, yeah, that's what we were using for bait. That's not illegal. He goes, no, the reports were that you had used pup shark for that shark. I was like, oh, okay. So I said, well, the game warden can meet us at weigh-in. We can show it. He goes, nope, you've already been cleared. You are good to go. We were just calling to let you know of what has transpired. So needless to say that when it came to tournament weigh-in, when they said, oh, yeah, you know, if you guys, yeah, Albert's here, he showed up and this and that. And that was one of the things they brought up, that I had been cleared.
Don't go crazy with tripping on that. Oh,
No, I'm already going bigger.
bigger.
Yeah, for the other mold. Yeah.
Well, you gotta think the only one I'm needed for is the 5. And that's, well, no, the 5's gotta be a little bit big too, because they're all gonna be in the bigger mold.
Yeah, okay.
Right? I think a little bit, not
Okay.
much more.
Okay. All right. Go ahead and let them know to start pulling the gear in, please. Yeah, my daughter's going crazy putting stickers. Yeah, no more stickers, girl. She has decorated my avet rail counter. Yeah, she picked the color. I'm gonna show you this, guys. This is awesome. Oh man, Bolivar. Yeah, we were at Bolivar. We were at.
Oh yeah, you have a sticker on
I guess
your
it's
foot.
Crystal Beach. We were at Crystal Beach. So my daughter was trying to put up stickers, and this is what she put.
I messed up on this one.
Yeah. V love the big girl wants my chum.
I also messed up on that one.
Yeah. You move some letters around right there. Big girls love my meat, and then bite me. I love to make the big girls bite. Yeah.
And then
You were
fish-
having some fun over here, huh?
I didn't even
Needless to
get-
say, she's done the Vexen sticker. She's done that avet sticker. What else did you do?
I've done most of the stickers.
I think the extreme shark fishing down there as well. I want to say that avet sticker as well. Yeah, she likes doing the stickers here at the shop. So
You helped me on this one.
yeah. All right. So looks like everybody's getting ready to head out. I've got a few more minutes. We're waiting for my son to get out of practice. Says baseball practice. So. No, the new guy that we met out at the beach called me on Monday, said he had a flat and he was on the bridge. I said, well, do your best to get off the bridge. I said, because I know one time one of my good buddies went out there and our truck got smashed by a trailer, you know, on the bridge right there. So, you know, it's very dangerous. And I ended up taking a cruise out there because I had to go meet up with a couple of the piers, because that's the day I also found out at some of the other pier houses that I was selling tackle to, buying tackle from another tackle shop. And it comes out it's the same guy that supposedly is taking over my area because that I can't keep up with my orders. Please.
You're done.
Yep, that's right. Yeah.
You're done.
All right. But yeah, he never showed up, guys. But we are going to keep doing this. Should be any minute now that they should be pulling up, or we'll see. But I'm going to try and knock out this portion of bending the wire. Oh, thank you.
See you tomorrow.
Yep. They're voting for you to keep putting stickers out there and stuff.
Me?
Haters gonna hate because they ain't us. Yeah, I ain't worried about it.
Short nose, like
Yep, that was a
just
bunch
kidding,
of
I know that's a.
That's a man.
I know, but I said it. I know.
Yep, they're voting over here to let you be our decorator of the shop.
Me?
Yeah. Right there, you can see, look. There it says, I move that she gets to keep decorating with the stickers. Do I have a second?
Hello.
Yep. Vote yes here. Haters gonna hate.
Yes, a vote here.
Yeah, it's still going. Give it a minute. They'll comment.
How do you comment?
They can hear you. You don't even have to comment. They hear you. They can see you. Look, there's you.
I know, but I still want to comment.
What do you want to comment?
I love you, Dad.
Love you too, girl. Yep. So, looks like I might have to get you some gear so you can start decorating the shop and fix it up for us.
Yeah, and he needs to clean too. Vote for that.
Yep. Yeah, that's what my workers are for. Huh?
You should make a job for people to clean.
Oh, they do. They take out the trash. They clean the bathrooms. They clean the break rooms.
Sweep and mop.
Sweep and mop. Yes.
Did they clean behind here?
No, they did. Well, no, they did. They attempted, but I was too busy back here, so they haven't gotten back here. But they've done everything else. Yes.
So if you haven't noticed,
Oh, man,
I'm
yeah.
his daughter, even though he has white hair.
Yeah. Y'all already closing up, right?
Oh, yeah.
Don't forget.
After you may close the gate, right? Is that already?
Ow. Yeah, my truck ain't in the gate or anything, right?
Oh, no, I already locked the gate. I locked everything.
You brought in the jackhammer?
The jackhammer's inside, just the lids outside, so.
Yeah, that's fine.
So if you haven't noticed, I'm his daughter. We have different hair color, and he has white hair because he's 100 and something.
Girl, 100 and something?
You're so old.
Okay, you definitely got to stay in school because your math is jacked
I'm
up.
just
You might have to go
kidding.
talk to your teachers that your math. Hey, close that door real quick, please. So, yeah, that 100 and something? I'm mad.
He's 155 years old.
Girl,
I'm just kidding.
You know
He's
how old that would make you? 112 or something like that. How are you going to be 190 if I'm 155?
I get confused sometimes. And I'm at 9.
Oh, okay. Have you seen the barge? Yeah, I saw the barge. Actually, on Friday when I left the jetties, and then on Sunday when I came back. Now I'm gonna let y'all know when I came back. The scene that went through my head is the videos from the inlet that has those crazy videos of huge waves or what have you over there in Florida, Bogue Inlet or something like that. Yeah, they were monster waves. So hey, you're out of my face.
Wait.
I heard that there was a lot of reds at the
Thanks for voting for
barge.
me. My limit is reds and
stickers for decorating.
45.
Oh man, this is gonna be interesting.
Sounds like my younger LOL. Whoever put that, I'm not your youngest.
No,
Now you know.
no. It reminds him of his youngest daughter.
Funny.
Yeah.
Kids are funny.
Yep, they are. They are. So, well, I guess it's been voted in. If y'all want to send
I'm
stickers for us to put, or for her to decorate, I'm going to give her a full glass over there, and it's 4 foot by probably 3.5 foot. She can do both sides of the glass.
I don't like Naruto.
Huh?
What does that say?
We have a new narrator.
I'm not
Like,
a narrator.
you're the one telling the story over here of how my shop needs to be cleaned, and I need to do this, and you're over here trying to bar.
And you need to
What do we
cut your
got?
beard
Oh,
like
that's my
about
truck.
that.
No, I don't want it that short.
Yeah, you should.
No, definitely not. Definitely
Yeah,
not.
so no one will see your white hair.
Why? My white hairs look good. I got good
No,
white
they
hair.
don't.
Yes,
No, they don't.
they
No, they don't. I bet you when I have white hair, they're gonna look better than yours and straighter than yours.
Well, I hope so. Because when you have white hair, someone say, you got white hair. Shut up, Dad. Watch, you're gonna be so
I'm
loud.
never gonna say shut up to you.
It'll be a joke, Mama. I'm not saying they're gonna say it to be mean. I'm just saying you're
Like if let's practice real quick. So like let's say I'm 40 something, no 50, and you're 90 something, and you're like, oh wow, you have
Tar-
white hairs. I'm like, shut up, Dad.
Tarpon, what were they hitting on? You were hitting them with croaker, mullet, shrimp, fish bites. What were they hitting on, boss? Yep, they're also voting that you start helping bend wire. You want to work? You ready to work?
Need to prepare to work.
Did he come in already?
Huh? Who?
Bendy
Who?
where
Daniel, no, he's right there.
is wants to know.
Okay. All right, guys. So
Why
7:34.
forever?
Let me check something. Thanks.
Hey, I'm reading the comments.
You need to chill out, girl. I
No,
know
I
you yelling
can't
at
chill
me.
out.
Yes. We'll find out.
Hey, why is there clothes in your pajamas? What is that?
All right, guys. So I'm gonna have to close it out over here because I was gonna try and bend all this wire before I go home, but I am getting a bit delayed because
We need to pick up Jaren.
no, your mom's picking up Darren.
No, I want to pick up him.
Nope.
Now, I need to say something to my
They
coach.
say.
Oh yeah, my coach Salazar called him. Do you have his number?
Right? Yeah.
Hey, let me read the comments.
I don't know if you'll understand that, Nora. just says, let's say I'm 20 something, let's say you're 100 and something. Damn, Albert, you look good for your old age. So, yep.
Hey, y'all can never make fun of my dad. Only I can.
He's not. He was giving me a compliment. He says I look good for my old age since you said I'm 100 and what? 150
Yeah, but
something?
I never said you look ugly.
He's not saying that. He says I look good.
I know, but I never said you look ugly.
You didn't either. He didn't either. You got to understand. That's what I'm saying.
That looks sad.
Yeah, y'all better watch out. She
That
defend me.
looks sad. Yeah, good luck.
All right, so come on, guys. All right, come on.
What?
He was using cut bait.
I
Right,
was
so.
there Monday.
All right, watch out. Move.
Hey, can I read the comments?
Yeah, you can. So, all right, guys, I gotta call it. I gotta go to a little birthday party, and
We're going
we'll
to a
see what's
birthday
up.
party?
What's up tomorrow? We will have the fire drawing going on tomorrow as well, but it probably won't kick off till about 6 and go till about 7:15. The reason being because that's my new schedule with taking the kids to
Who knows my
baseball
name?
practice
Someone
and
say
stuff
good
like
night,
that.
Nora. I mean,
They
good
all know your
night.
name. How many videos
They
have you
say-
been in? Y'all, see,
Bye, Nora.
girl, you are just trying to
See
pick
you
an
later.
argument. Why are you trying to fight people, huh?
See you later.
Get out of here. All right, guys, I gotta go.
He said peeps. Whoever said a peep?